For the knife blade, I'm going to make a simple shape, starting with a rectangle. I'm going to make it 135 millimeters long, tab 24 millimeters high. And I'm going to put a construction line somewhere about a quarter of the way from the left hand edge, just a guide. Now I'm going to curve this to a point top and bottom using the 3-point circle. Find the center of this end, go to that point there and double click. And again, I've found that it can't really start at this crossover point. So escape from that, start here. Oops, double click. No, it doesn't work either. Well, isn't that something? So what I do, I'll hide that circle and start from there and go to that one there. Double click. Right, bring this back. Brilliant. T for trim. Trim these bits away. We don't need that anymore. Right, we've got our point on. So we need a tang on the back, so a rectangle. We'll make this half the height. So we'll make it, oh, let's say 60 long, tab 12, return. Trim. Now there's two lines here, so we need to trim them both away. Whoops. Well. Now we've got our shape. We can make it into a material. P for pull. Select it. 4 millimeters. There it is. Now S for select. Select that face. K for a sketch plane. V for vertical. Move in a bit. And we'll use the sweep arc tool. We hover on the center of the blank, press the shift, and we get a temporary reference point. 0 is fine for the vertical, which is there, so we tab to the horizontal, make that minus 40. 40, yes. Click, and we can make our sweep arc. I'll go to there, and we do the same on the other side. Hover there, shift, tab, 40, return, click, and nice hollow ground point, nice sharp kitchen knife. P for pull, swivel it around a bit. Now we need to select that one and that one with the control button pressed. we're going to sweep along a curve, pick the trajectory, which is this edge here, double click, and it selects it right through to the point. Now we're going to sweep it, but first we need to make sure we've got the cut selected. Then full pull, and we've got a nice blade. I'm going to put a little round in here, and just 1 millimeter. Lovely. Now, because we're going to make several items on the same design page, I'm going to turn this solid into a component. Right click and select move to component. Let's put like a container on that solid. Now I'm going to make the handle. So I'm going to draw a rectangle and I'm going to put it on that face. But I'm going to move the sketch plane 1 millimeter away because I've got a radius there. 1. V. I'm going to choose a rectangle and I'm going to make the rectangle roughly 2 millimeters around this section. So I'm going to snap the grid around here, make sure it's snapped to grid, makes it easier for us. Click on that grid line and I think we'll take it up to about there. Create corners. I'm going to make them 2, 2, pull, now I'm going to pull this left click and pull just a bit further than the end of the tang, and I'm going to move that to a new component. So we've got solids inside a container, keeping them separate from each other. While we're at it, I'm going to rename them. Now this is the blade, and this is the handle. Choose the solid for the blade, display in greyish colour, rendering, metallic, finish, high gloss. How nice is that? And the solid for the handle, colour, more colours, texture, and we need a texture for here, and we need that diffuse, add. Now I've got to navigate to where I keep my bitmap textures, which is images, well, there we are, images, bitmap, wood, we'll try the ash wood here, open, there we are. So we've got diffuse textures, that one selected, OK. That is nice. But we're not finished yet. Double click this edge, hold the control key, double click that edge, make sure we've got a rounded corner, type 2 return, got a curve on that. Now we need to keep this handle on with some pins. So we'll go back to design, circle, choose that face to sketch on, draw a circle, type 6 millimeters, return, pull. I'm going to make it 8 millimeters long, because remember the blade is 4 millimeters thick and we made this handle 2 millimeters wider on each side. That's it, return. And we've got a peg standing out, and that is an extra solid here. So I'm going to make that into a new component also. There, and make that pin. Select the pin, solid, display, color, yellow, so it will stand out. Back to design, move. Click somewhere and you see it's nice yellow color. Pin, select it, move the anchor point to the end, choose up to, select the surface, and we've put it in the surface. But you see it, because all these bits are solid parts, we get a very strange surface finish here. So what we'll do is move it well out, and we're going to put a 6 millimeter hole in here. So choose the surface again, out there, 6, pull, and pull. I've got a hole right through. But again, you see, we've got a very strange surface in there, and the reason for that is that this handle part, piece of wood, is still a solid lump. We need a cavity in here for the tang to go into, sit into, and the tool for that is the combine tool. So we select it, click target object. Target object is the handle, so we select the solid of the handle, and then cut object, we select the solid of the blade, and do you see we've got an extra solid in here, and a cursor with a block on top of a transparent block. telling us we need to remove something. So I'm going to remove, not that, that's the handle, that one. And we've still got a saw in there, so escape to get rid of that. So now we can see that we've got the colour of the blade in there. We've got a hole through, and just to prove that it's all worked, select the handle, the move tool. We'll see we've got a cavity in there for the tang to go in. Control Z to get all that back together. We can now make a hole for another pin further along. So select the circle, select there. Now the tongue I think comes to about here somewhere. So we'll put a circle in there. 6, there we go. Pull. Drag it through and we're going to the circle. Select the pin, move up to, we're in line with the circle, pull that to that face up to, and there we have that pin in there. Select the pin up to, now hold the control key while I select inside here, and we've got another one, and there it is, finished. A nice little paring knife for our kitchen.